Welcome back to the Daily Mastermind, everybody. George Wright III here. It is Wednesday. At least when you're listening to this, it'll be Wednesday. And it's the middle of the week. How's your week going so far? I hope it's going great. But if it isn't, guess what? You still have half the week left. So let's get it going. I'm super excited to be here with you. I want to start out with the Daily Mastermind quote of the day. And it's from Walt Disney. Walt Disney. If you can dream it, you can do it. And there's no better example of that than Walt Disney. If you can dream it, you can do it. Okay, so today I want to do something a little different with you, and I like to change things up a little bit, as you know. And what I'm going to start doing each week is I'm going to start including a book summary, sort of an executive book summary from personal development books, business books that I've read. As many of you know, I've read a million different books, and I'm going to start pulling those out and doing a full overview summary so that you can use that in order to apply strategies and things in your life, whether it be for your business, your career, your leadership principles. But there are some amazing, amazing books out there right now, and I'm going to highlight some of the best books out there. I'm going to try to do a full book review at least once a week for you, because I've personally, and I thought about it a little bit, I personally have used executive summaries and book reviews many years, and I've done it because I've always wanted, and I always spend time reading, but at the same token, I love hacking books where I can just go in and pull the golden nuggets out. And so I had an interesting experience because I've put a list together of the best books that I've read and I've applied and I've used before. But while I was doing that, I came up with a great little article, and it was an article that literally summarized some top books in just 2 or 3 sentences. They would summarize these books. And so I pulled about 25 of these books out, and I'm just going to rapid fire this for you today. I'm going to hit 25 books with you and give you the literal golden nugget, 1, 2, 3 sentence from each of those books. Now, these aren't books that I'm going to highlight over the next little while, but they are top books. So I'm going to give you some of these books because I think these nuggets are golden. I think they're ones you can use in your life. We're middle of the week. Maybe there's things that'll hit you. Maybe this is an episode you can go back to as well. So I'm just going to jump right into it. There's a book by Dan Harris called 10% Happier. How I tamed the voice in my head, reduced stress without losing my edge, and found self-help that actually works. A true story. And the quick summary of that book is practicing meditation and mindfulness will make you at least 10% happier. Being mindful doesn't change the problems in your life, but mindfulness does help you respond to your problems rather than react to them. Mindfulness helps you realize that striving for success is fine as long as you accept that the outcome is outside your control. So that's the summary of that book. The next book I want to highlight for you, and we're going to just rapid fire these for you, is The 10X Rule by Grant Cardone. The 10X Rule by Grant Cardone, great book. The 10X Rule says you should set targets for yourself that are 10X greater than you believe you can achieve. You should take actions that are 10X greater than you believe are necessary to achieve your goals. Because the biggest mistake most people make in life is not setting goals high enough. Taking massive action is the only way to fulfill your true potential. What a great couple golden nuggets right out of 10X. The next book is called Adapt by Tim Hartford. Tim Hartford wrote the book Adapt. And the key principle from that is seek out new ideas and try new things. When trying something new, do it on a scale where failure is survivable. Seek out feedback and learn from your mistakes along the way. I really love that thought. Do something new on a scale where failure is survivable. A great concept, great book. I've only read part of that, but that's a great summary I got out of this article as well. Another book by Derek Sivers, Anything You Want by Derek Sivers. The key summary thought, the golden nugget from that book is too many people spend their life pursuing things that don't actually make them happy. When you make a business, you get to make a little universe where you create all the laws. Never forget that absolutely everything you do is for your customers, though. And I love this because it reminds me of that quote by Jim Carrey that says you can fail at what you don't like, so you may as well do what you want. Okay, the next book. Now, this is a great book. It's Are You Fully Charged by Tom Rath. Are You Fully Charged by Tom Rath? And the highlight nugget out of this book is there are 3 keys to being fully charged every day. Doing work that provides meaning in your life, having positive social interactions, with others, and taking care of yourself so you have energy to do the first two things. Trying to maximize your own happiness can actually make you feel self-absorbed and lonely, but giving more can drive meaning and happiness in your life. People who spend money on experiences are happier than those who spend on material things. I really love that thought, those three keys. That's a great golden nugget out of that book. Now, there's a couple of great books coming up here, and I'm going to, like I said, rapid fire these for you because these are golden nuggets, great books, maybe things that can jog your memory. The Art of Possibility by Rosamund Zander and Benjamin Zander. Everything in life is an invention. If you choose to look at your life in a new way, then suddenly your problems fade away. One of the best ways to do this is to focus on the possibilities surrounding you in any situation rather than slipping into the default mode of measuring and comparing your life to others. That's the Art of Possibility. There's another book called The Art of Profitability. And the Art of Profitability, the great nugget I took out of that, this was actually a really good one. There are many ways to make profit, and it's unlikely that your business does all of them. People will pay different prices for the same thing in different situations. Take the example of Coke in a grocery store versus Coke in a nice restaurant. Good profit models are easy to brainstorm, but hard to execute. But I love the idea that people are willing to pay different prices for the same thing in different situations. It's all your perspective. Another great book, because I'm just going to give you a bunch of these today, is The Art of War. The Art of War, know when to fight and when not to fight. Avoid what is strong and strike at what is weak. Know how to deceive the enemy. Appear weak when you are strong and strong when you are weak. Know your strengths and weaknesses. If you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles. I love The Art of War. That's been rewritten a couple of different times with some other variations as well. Okay, now, Darren Hardy wrote The Compound Effect. The Compound Effect, great business to jumpstart your income, your life, and your success. The compound effect is the strategy of reaping huge rewards from small, insignificant actions, seemingly insignificant actions. You cannot improve something until you measure it. So always take 100% responsibility for everything that happens to you. Measuring is critical. I can't emphasize that enough. Okay, Incognito by David Eagleman. Incognito. Conscious thought has a surprisingly small impact on your life, and most of the behaviors are driven by unconscious mind. There are competing beliefs within your unconscious mind that are all battling for the single output of your conscious behavior. The complex interactions between your genetics and your environment determine the trajectory of your life. That's a really good one. I want you to think about that as well. Okay, I've got a bunch of other ones here. I might have to skip a couple of them. The Manual for Living by Epictetus, a real Stoic philosopher. Some things are in your power and some are not. Do not confuse the two, and do not desire the things that are not in your power. It is our opinion of things that determines how we feel about a particular event, not the event itself. We just recently talked about that. Think carefully about how you spend your life, because people often spend their lives chasing things that are neither as desirable nor as important as they seem. How many times have we done that? Chase things that really ultimately are not as desirable or as important as we thought they were. Okay, let's see. Great networking here. Mastermind Dinners by Jason Gaynard. Mastermind dinners. Hosting dinners with like-minded people is one of the most powerful ways to build fantastic relationships in business and life. This could also extend to lunches. That's one of the things I've done most of my career, is made really good mastermind lunches. You should think carefully about who you invite to these meals and look for uncommon commonalities that make it more likely the guests will resonate with one another. Be the gatekeeper of your network and assume responsibility for the people you surround yourself in your life. Your network is your net worth by far. That's something you've got to really start to adapt. Okay, the Nurture Assumption. The Nurture Assumption by Judith Harris. The two classic drivers of human development are nature, your genes, and nurture, your environment. Many people mistakenly believe that nurture, which is your environment, only refers to how parents raise their children. Although children do learn things from their parents, they learn far more from their peers. The world that children share with their peer group is what shapes their behavior. And I've definitely seen that recently, especially with my kids. modifies their character they were born with, and defines and determines the sort of people they will be when they grow up. This book really emphasizes who you surround yourself with, Okay, I've got a couple last ones I'm going to give you here. Profit First, I love, by Mike Michaelowicz. Before you pay your expenses, take your profit first. Run your business based on what you can afford to do today, not what you hope to be able to afford someday. When profit comes first, it's the focus and it's never forgotten. I think that's a great principle for you to use in your personal life as well as your business. Pay yourself first. And then I'm going to end with, man, we got so many of these amazing books. I'm going to end with The Richest Man in Babylon. The Richest Man in Babylon. I don't know how many of you have read that book, but that's a great one, a pretty simple read for you to go through. Save at least 10% of everything you earn, and don't confuse your necessary expenses with your desires. Work hard to improve your skills and ensure a future income, because wealth is the result of a reliable income stream. You cannot arrive at the fullest measure of success until you crush the spirit of procrastination within you. I really believe that creating and building and growing your wealth is something that we should highlight this year in a really, really big way. Because I think what you've got to learn and you've got to realize is that building wealth is something that's going to help you to be able to attract and build and live your best life, help others, give contribution and bring passion. Listen, I had so many other books that I want to highlight for you today, but I just wanted to do that a little different, give you a whole bunch of food for thought, some nuggets in the middle of the week here. I'm really looking forward to breaking down a best-selling business, personal development, leadership book for you once a week, because it'll help you. I know your time is busy, you've got a lot on your plate, but these nuggets are things that you've got to apply in your life. I don't want it to take the place of you reading and meditating and doing your daily rituals, but I'm hoping in 10 minutes or so, I can give you an amazing book summary once a week, and that'll help you. That's my thought for today. I hope it's something that's brought you some value. Do me a favor, go refer this podcast, share this podcast with at least one person you know. Let's get this community building and growing and making more impact, because I believe we can change lives the more we develop leaders and the more we develop the high achievers that I know you are and the individuals are inside our community. My name is George Wright III. This has been the Daily Mastermind. And one more last thing, if you haven't done it already, go to jointheevolution.com and pick up a copy of Robert Stuberg's book, Creating Your Ultimate Destiny. I've already paid for the books. You just cover the shipping. That's the message for today. Have an amazing day.